Hello and welcome back to another Bad Movie Reviews review hosted by your favorite space alien, Ben from Down Under. And I'm reviewing the latest film from Pixar, and that is none other than Elio. Now, to give you the bare bones plot, it's essentially about 11-year-old Elio who doesn't necessarily feels like he belongs, and he is somewhat completely fanatic with his imagination and his love for space, and he basically finds himself on a cosmic adventure somehow. Now I won't get into that info, but once you see it, you'll find out. But now it's the first fully original film from Pixar since Turning Red or Elemental. Elemental very much felt like a Romeo and Juliet type film, but fully original film, and it is directed by Domi Shi, who also directed Turning Red. Now, this film's probably quite known for going through its production struggles. It was delayed for like 2 years down the track. I think it was supposed to come out even last year. And Adrian Molina was originally attached to it, who directed Coco, which is one of my favorite Pixar films. And due to unforeseen circumstances, pulled out and basically is just being completely overhauled. And that's when Domi Shi came in. And you can tell, not necessarily in a bad way, just, you watch the original teaser trailer that came out 2 years ago, and it looks like a completely different film in terms of tone. Or the bad guy in that, this film is a good guy in that trailer. But overall, regardless of all the production issues, this might be one of my favorite Pixar films in quite some time. And obviously they're punching out these sequels, but I think Toy Story 5's coming up, even Incredibles 3. But this to me is Pixar at its best. It is absolutely gorgeous to look at. It might be, in my opinion, their best looking film. It is mind bogglingly gorgeous. Not only that, I think it's Pixar at the peak of its powers, where it has every emotion you feel and every emotion possible at the forefront here. There are scenes in the film where you are emotional. There are scenes in the film where you are genuinely laughing, and I think that is Pixar at its best. Where yes, it's obviously targeted towards that kid demographic, but adults like myself can take, not that I have kids, but can take kids, or you can, if you're an adult watching, you can take your kid. You will have a good time. It's not one of those ones where it's necessarily for just kids. And I think it is their most heartwarming film in quite a while. It has a lot of heart at bay here. Now, I think the best thing about the film, not only is the visuals, the direction, the comedy, the writing, you've got a really fantastic voice performance here from Jonas Kibriab. Now, forgive me if I've butchered that, but he plays Elio. Now, I believe I really felt his innocence, his sense of wonder in every line he had in this film, and I thought he was perfect as a voice cast. But I think the best thing about these Pixar films, and when they're at the peak of its powers, is it explores something, and they usually explore things that everyone can feel and resonate to, and that is the feeling of loneliness, being wanted. And it's not necessarily something you might feel in the same situation as young Elio in the film, but it is a feeling that every human goes through, and it's something that can connect. And there's 3 to 5 times in this film where I was choked up, and there are multiple laughs in the film, and there's multiple feel good moments as well. And I think it just perfectly had all that sprinkled in I think it's quite a short film, an hour and a half, and that is genuinely probably my only con of the film. If I could change anything, it would genuinely be the runtime, and you don't often hear me say this, but I would love an extra 10 to 20 minutes in the film, because I feel like some certain things don't necessarily land the way it could if it had those fleshed out ideas and those fleshed out moments, because it is quite short. But I do feel like that is a heavy impact of obviously the production issues at bay. And it is sad to see that I think financially this film's touted to not do quite well, which is sad because I do think it is genuinely Pixar being great. which is something I think we take for granted. They very rarely miss with any of their films, whether it's even sequels, but or their original films are fantastic. But I do got to give a massive shout out for the impeccable score by Rob Simonson. He really, really amplifies all the emotional elements and of the film and make it much more impactful. And it's a score that I was listening to on my way home from watching the film, and it's a score I'll listen to again. But honestly, I can't recommend this film enough. I do think it is Pixar at its peak. Do I think it's the best Pixar film out there? No, but I do think it's, I wouldn't say return to form because they still make great movies as of late. I do think everyone should go see this. I think it's come out at that June summertime in the States and around school holidays here in Australia. But I would highly recommend this film. Adults, kids, teenagers, they will all find something to enjoy, whether it's your emotional beats, your laughing out loud moments, or even the smiling laughter and the feel good feels. But if you have seen it, comment below, let me know what you think. I would love to hear your thoughts. If you like the review, please do give it a thumbs up. It does mean a lot. And subscribe for more.